Alright, so that's me now. I'm going into YouTube. Yep. So I'm going to watch. Shh. I'm going to watch some. Yes. I'm going to watch this.
Hello, I am a girl named Lewis. There, Lewis is a masculine name of the famous mighty warrior. Surely you will be surprised, and I will answer your surprises now. I was born into a family where my father was a warrior who
So
held a high
she, her family.
position in the army. He yearned to have a son to continue his unfinished career in the army. But unfortunately, my mother died soon after giving birth due to excessive bleeding and a weak body. My father was very disappointed because he would not have a son he had hoped for, and he began to think that he would train me as a warrior, and the name of Lewis was born. I was trained by the military regulations when my father was very proud. When I was little, I dressed and cut my hair like a boy, but it was not as uncomfortable as I had to follow the dozens of busy schedules my dad had set. The day I started at 4:45, I woke up by an alarm clock. So I and my dad exercised in the morning. After a few laps, I went back to my room to tidy up my personal belongings. 5:30 a.m. I started to have breakfast. After 20 minutes, I went back to my room and got dressed and checked my clothes and went to school. Until after school, 1700, the whole family sat to eat and watch the news. I ran around the park with my dad for a few laps until I got tired and couldn't walk anymore. 21:30, I go to bed and go to sleep. My life is a boring cycle. I seem to get used to it and be masculine even when I was at school. I played with my son when playing baseball, sometimes basketball, sometimes volleyball. People are wondering whether I'm a boy or a girl. Even to myself, I don't know if I'm a boy or a girl. I became a son according to my father's wishes. Growing up, my body also seemed to listen to my dad. Excessive height development, so does muscle. Worse yet, my breasts and buttocks are not attractive. As if I were a real boy. The problem here is that I met Hulwen, a tall guy with brown hair and his highlight in his white skin and charming teeth. I feel like him because of his smile. I want to seduce Hulwen, not because I want to fight my father, is for myself. And so my savings in my piggy bank were taken away by me. I use that money to make my underwear and breasts bigger. I find ways to approach him, find the places he goes, find the things he likes, and pursue your passion. We meet more. He begins to notice me. It was later discovered that he and I had a lot in common. Actually, because I tried to imitate, we talked more. After a while, we officially dated. In my heart, I was just happy because I had him, and the feeling of anxiety and fear of my father discovering that I was dating him. I tried to hide this relationship. The first time we dated at the beach, we walked along the beach and watched the sunset. I confessed that I like him. He didn't answer, but just responded with a kiss. I felt the soft lips and intense love in it. I wrapped my arms around him as if in response. That night, he took me to the gate when I returned home, and things got worse when I entered the house. So happy in love that I forgot my extremely strict military father. I returned home later than the prescribed time and prepared to wait for my father's fury. Just seeing me go out into the yard and push up 100 times, run around the field 5 times. Surprised by this brutal punishment, my father's attitude made me understand that I had to act immediately. Hulwin doesn't know anything about it. Hulwin simply finds me sad. A few days later, Hulwin invited me to go to a picnic 2 days night. I was very happy, although I was afraid of my father's wrath because I loved Hulwin so much. I agreed. During the dinner that night, I lied to my father that the class had a scientific discovery, so I had to go for 2 days and 1 night. Father did not look, did not speak, just nodded. I am very happy that my last plan was successful and got my father's permission without knowing that a good storm was coming. The next morning, he and I got on the bus early. We went to a beautiful picnic. We played together, sang together, ate together. That night, when I was hand in hand with him back to the tent, I discovered a frightening familiar figure, my heart beating as fast as it could from my chest. My father. I quickly took my hand away from Hulwen, but I couldn't let go because he was still holding on to mine. I looked at my father in fear. My face got worse and worse. This time I had to accept something scary. In contrast to me, he was completely calm. I found my father's attitude seemed guilty. My father looked at him with tragic eyes. Their conversation told me that in the past, for saving my father, Hulwen's father protected my father with a bullet and died forever. But my father did not pay attention to the life of Hulwen's mother and him. He blamed my father for ruining the lives of his mother and him, and now he wants to ruin my life. I said I want beautiful dresses, feminine shoes, and pretty accessories. That I was very tired during my time with my father. I loved Hulwen and wanted to be with him. It was at this moment that my father's eyes changed. He ignored it all. He opposed this relationship. He said he did it all for my life. He said Hulwen only came to me for revenge. I stood between two men. One wants me to live as a warrior to succeed in my career. The other wants me to live as a tool for revenge. I don't know whether to trust my father or Hulwen. Now I just believe in myself. I left, even though the two of them were arguing aloud. I kept running as fast as I could, exhausted and frustrating. It was because of the fatigue and exhaustion that I fainted. Until I woke up, I was in a simple room. After a while, the woman is gentle. She brought me some water and some food. She asked me many things. I didn't know where to start. My life is a mess. I felt her warmth and tenderness like a mother. Perhaps this is the kindness that every mother has. I asked if I could stay, and she agreed. I was about to free myself by hiding, but Hulwen appeared in front of me. This is his home. Hulwen said that my father said was wrong. He tried to explain that he loved me, not the reason he wanted revenge like my father said. His mother witnessed and understood everything. She hugged me and called me a girl, and promised to help me solve everything. The next day, she went to see my father. I don't know what the two said to each other, but she said I could go home. If it were you, would you go back? But I decided yes, because I
No, I will
trusted
never
Hulwen's
go
mother.
back.
After I returned, the biggest surprise I never thought was that my father had changed. He even gave me a dress. He cried and blamed himself, realizing that the most important thing for him was to find me happy, and that he had forgotten it. He told me the freedom to decide my future life. He also abolished all the rules of time he had previously set. Dad said Hulwen was a good person. What is more interesting? My father and Hulwen's mother came together. They held a small party where my whole family and me met. Now we become a real family, with a father, a mother, a son, and a daughter. The great thing is Hulwen becomes a soldier and follows my father's career, and I will always be with he. You see how my story is? Have you been through something like this or not? Have you ever had a bad past but were responded by a sweet fruit of happiness? Leave your comments below so I can
5.
understand you better.
5. Me get your something them. You see video we see when me go pan now watch for you? It come in. So now I'm gonna watch Tic Tac Toe.
She just play about a dance ugly.
Oh, well, it's my first day at the cookie car wash, and I'm gonna have a fabulous day. I have all my car soaps ready to go, my tiny noise scrubber, my cloth scrubbers, I have my hose, my water bucket. I'm
I'm gonna watch this.
Want a quick way to dye your hat? Just pop these balloons. Your hair might get a surprise color change, too.
On your face.
I'm heading out. I'll be there soon. I just need to put on my jean jacket. Oh, no! There's a giant moth in my closet. I won't give up. Let go, moth. You are so rude. The moth ate the best part of my jacket. But I know how to bring my jacket back to life. Cut out parts of the back and front of a jean jacket. Rub the cut edges with sandpaper. So embroider
embroidered tulle into the holes. Decorate the pockets too. Now my jean jacket is even prettier. Fight me, Moth! You lost this battle! June keeps a log of her fights against the moth. She made a cover for her notebook out of her fearsome enemy's favorite denim fabric. Fold a piece of denim fabric in half. Cut out a hole in the middle. Use nail scissors to make fringe along the edges. Put a notebook inside. Place a printed label in the hole. Glue the cover to the notebook and make more fringe along the edges. She writes down everything the moth has destroyed in this notebook. It's already half the closet. Time to write down data on its latest victim, my jean jacket. Moth, you'll pay for this. Having horrible nightmares again? A giant moth is eating all your favorite things with sauce. And it's forcing you to eat another tasty bite of denim too. No! These nightmares have to stop. I need a dream catcher. Lay out colorful beads in a circle. Bake them for 20 minutes at 265 degrees. Make a few circles out of different beads.
Get some subscribers and followers now.
Connect the circles with
Yeah,
ribbons.
this is thing. Go get
Make a dream catcher.
That's send me as a subscriber.
This pretty dream catcher will protect your
See,
brain
now
from
the
nightmares.
That's a put work as you all time. Looking at it and everything.
Hang it up by your bed and sleep well. The moth from your nightmares flies far, far away. Ciao, moth! And all my favorite clothes are safe and whole. Thank you, Dreamcatcher. This wall looks so naked. It's like it's asking for a painting. This is She's tired of classical acrylic techniques, so she'll try a new method. Marker abstract art. Draw on a canvas with a few different colors of marker. Use a pipette to drip rubbing alcohol onto it. Decorate a second canvas the same way. Spritz it with rubbing alcohol. Turn the canvas to spread the drips out. Make a third canvas using the same technique. Her new masterpiece is ready.